So I was trying to prove to myself that maybe I could be the one to use a guy.
Flipping through the pages of my old journals, with every turn another memory.
Hello, I am Leah Liz, and this is episode 80 of Journaling Through the Years. This is a series on this channel wherein I read from my journals that I have written in since I was old enough to hold a pen or a pencil, and we're in this one still. We're almost done, very close. This is the summer between sophomore and junior year of high school. It's about 1995. There's been some trigger warning, content warning with mental health related issues. These would not necessarily have to, not too much worry with this week's reading. Check out the merchandise. The bonfire links are in the about section below, and as well as the Patreon and the website link. And the bonfire has two of the bonfire merchandise support or fundraisers for the Trevor Project and NAMI Southern Oregon. So check those out. Go take a look, because this is kind of a funny one. Kind of risque, I should say. Content warning, adult content. He kisses her neck and then squeezes her nipple between his two fingers. Like, this is as far as I'd gotten in my sexual escapades at this time in my life. Their bodies come together and move as the sweat glistens on their hot, steamy skin. I had both experienced only like what I just described and then seen. Their bodies come together and move as one sweat glistens on their hot, steamy skin, yet they push on. The pressure is intense. She calls out later. Later, he wakes up in bed alone. He has been used. Now, this is a reoccurring theme, because if you think about where I'd been, about how I had had two breakups now, one from Bird and one from Princess Bride boyfriend, who had then went after my best friend like an hour after he broke up with me. She went out with him. Two betrayals. So I was trying to prove to myself that maybe I could be the one to use a guy. And so I was writing that a lot. That was a familiar story that I was writing, that I was this woman that was like, that didn't want to get close and just used people. Because I knew personally, inwardly, that that wouldn't happen. And it wasn't going to happen here either. Even though I would write this, it wasn't going to happen. Even though I wanted it to, because I am a demisexual, and anytime I am I can't just kiss someone unless I have an emotional or intellectual connection with them. Okay. June 17th. I yawn in sleepiness. My brain is a mesh. My brain is a mesh. Not a mess, a mesh. My brain is a mesh. And I cannot seem to think straight. Visions come to me of how I want my night to reveal itself. I think you need to go to sleep. You don't need your night to reveal itself. It needs to be go to sleep. I become excited, truly excited for the first time in days. Mania? Tonight, here with my friend. She bends over her notebook, pouring thoughts out on paper. I like that at this time of my life, there were friends in my life. I'm not sure who they were, but I could think of several, and that all of them would do this. I would write and they would write, and we would just sit there, like, in my room, just journaling. Like, I don't think that's a normal, not the word normal, but that's pretty special if at 15, 16 years old you had friends where you could sit and just write together. And that one of you would like say, hey, let's write. Okay, let's write in our journals. And then we would share it and talk about it. So I sit here thinking of stories faster than I can write them all down. No one can live without friends. And yeah, I just think that's an interesting contrast between the girl that I wanted to be, that just had sex and left the guy and hurt the guy, and then I'm writing about this moment where I'm journaling, where my friend and I are sitting probably in my room on my bed and journaling in our journals, just sitting there together journaling, writing, and no one can live without friends. I think it shows this emotional, mental, intellectual connection that I need to really be in order to have a relationship of any kind. And I think that goes back to what I was talking about in the last episode, which was about having community and support, and how when I was at this time in my life, I didn't have a lot of support to figure out what I needed to get better. I didn't have NAMI. I didn't have a therapist. I was just like, here's a psych doctor. He gave you meds. Good. Move on. But I did have friends. And so those friends that I had, even if they were just kids themselves at the time, we were able to work together to work through our issues, to heal. What am I saying? We were able to, or they were able to just be there with me and heal me and help me just by being there with me and showing that they love me. Just by their companionship showed me that I was worthy of being around and being alive and being loved. And those are friends that are still with me today in some capacity, even if I haven't seen them, even if there's just Facebook, they're still in my life. Even if there's been seasons where we've kind of separated, we always come back together. And so to me, that is a community that I had then that has always been good, that has shown to me that I'm worthy of being alive, even though at times I don't feel that I am in my depressed states. And so they have shown me, and I will say to you, you are worthy. Nope. I will say it to you. You matter. Your life matters. You are loved, and you are worthy of love. And always remember to always remember to love your thrive and find your sunshine.